Hello Virgo, my name is Heather, and this video is part of my series all about the zodiac signs. And I'm doing one video for each zodiac sign, and today it's for you, Virgo. So really quick, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell down below so that you get notifications of upcoming videos. And give me a like and a comment, please, because it really helps out the algorithm and helps get this video out to other Virgos. And share it with any Virgos you know or anybody you know that loves a Virgo. So let's get started, shall we? And I just want to say, my rising sign, ascendant or first house, is Virgo. So I have a lot of these qualities as well. Okay, my notes. I've been learning as I'm going with each of the sun signs that I've done so far. And so I wrote up a lot of notes, typed them, not handwritten like I tried to do with Aries. And I kind of organized it, touching base with my Virgo rising. I organized these in a more logical manner. You should very much appreciate this. Okay, so let's get started. The glare is bothering me. Let me see. Okay. We just won't use the glasses today. All right. So, Virgo, you are born between the 23rd of August and the 22nd of September. Your symbol is the Virgin, the maiden. So, you know, depending on the school of thought, I suppose, but they're basically the same, the Virgin or the maiden. You are a mutable sign, you're an earth sign, and the duality of Virgo is feminine. Now, every person has feminine and masculine qualities, but each sun sign has a certain duality, and for Virgo, it's feminine. You are ruled by Mercury, same as Gemini. Your body parts that Virgo rules over are the abdomen, digestive system, intestines, and spleen. Now, each sun sign is a portion of the human existence, a portion of the human life, starting with Aries, the infant, going all the way to Pisces, which is the last sun sign, and your opposite sign, by the way. And they are the death, consciousness of the soul, and afterlife. Now, opposite sign means basically everything you are, Pisces is not, and everything Pisces is, you are not. Pretty much. It's like the yin and the yang. And each sun sign has their own kind of motto or like soul purpose, okay? Soul as in S-O-U-L, not S-O-L-E. And your motto is, I analyze. Some people like to say I criticize, but that's not really true. It's more of I analyze. And part of that is criticizing, but it's more on the analytical side of things. So Virgo personality traits, I'll just do a quick synopsis and then I'll get more deeply into it in a few moments. But Virgos are loners. They are detail-oriented. They're typically quiet. They're perfectionists. They're homebodies. They're thinkers or worriers. They're graceful, charming, gentle.
It's 12 o'clock.
Oops, don't mind my computer speaking to me in French. So where was I? Graceful, charming, and gentle. But they can also be vain, fussy, prissy, and dogmatic. They're workaholics. They're dependable. They're sincere. They have a latent acting talent. They're critical, timely, economical, practical. They're true individualists. They have a keen perception and a serious manner. Now, as I will go more in depth, you'll learn even more about yourself. Sorry, I needed water. I did a lot of research. I do a lot of research on each sign, plus I write down the things that I already know about each sign. So this is a combination of everything. and I tried to put it into categories, okay, and make it like logical. And I know that Virgos are the one sign, even though they can be critical of everything around them because they're analyzing, they don't really like to hear their flaws at all. I mean, really, who does? Honestly. But this is like a big like pet peeve of Virgos. And so I'm trying to intermingle the good with the bad because listen, Virgo, whether you like to admit it or not, every human on earth has positive and negative qualities. So I'm telling you all about yourself. So that does unfortunately include the very few negative qualities that you have. Okay, so marriage is typically not the natural state for Virgos. This is under the loners category. Many Virgos choose to remain unmarried. However, if they do get married, it's not like this ta-da thing with like a sudden burst of fire and passion. It's a steady moving the relationship towards that level, okay? And another thing is Virgos are uncomfortable in crowds. They don't really like crowds. You know what I'm saying? So that's under the loner category. Under detail-oriented, Virgos have very few illusions about life and people. They're not like the dreamers like Pisces, their opposite sign. They don't like sit there and think, well, you know how that is. They can't stand procrastination, neglected details, or confusion of purpose. And bringing order out of chaos is kind of instinctual with them. Another funny thing about detail-oriented, so they'll never ingest anything, be it food, drink, medicine, vitamins, whatever it is, without becoming an expert in its ingredients and what it does, what each ingredient does for you and or for themselves. They just don't willy-nilly shove stuff in their mouth. And here's a fun fact. They usually have a stocked cupboard of medicines and vitamins, and they'll be able to tell you exactly what each one does. It's kind of funny. And most of the time, they'll be in alphabetical order or some kind of logical order for them. If it's not alphabetical order, it's like, okay, this is what I take in the morning, evening, and night. And then they'll have like, this is for headaches, this is for stomach aches, this is blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if it's not alphabetical order, it is order of like sequential sequence of the day. So they have some kind of order to it. They are perfectionists. And under this category, I have, listen, they're always very well turned out. They're meticulous dressers, okay? They usually like to dress conservatively. So this has nothing to do with their politics, okay? They could be conservative. They could be independent. They could be the most liberal person you know, but they will dress more conservatively, as opposed to a Leo who will be like, ta-da, here I am in my gold lame. You know what I mean? Virgos are not like that. I am a Leo, but since my rising ascendant first house is Virgo, I tone it down a lot. I tone down my wildness. Okay, so they are fastidious and exacting in grooming, eating, working, and romance, by the way, if you're in love with a Virgo. Keep that in mind. They're known for taking a great number of baths and showers. That's another little fun fact. If you know somebody who showers more often than anybody else you know, they're probably a Virgo or have Virgo in their rising or moon. They have precise ideas about health, like how they should work out, what they should eat, what supplements they should take. They have very precise ideas about that. And they have very little patience for laziness. Lazy people are like drives them nuts. They're very neat and tidy. Another fun fact is they kind of hate slang words. You know, this millennial generation might use them more often than previous generations of Virgos, but it's still not really their thing. They don't like slang and they don't like vulgarity. And that's a similarity with Leos. Okay. Here's the thing that Virgos won't like me to call them out on, but this is true. When a Virgo gets annoyed by, say, vulgarity or stupidity or carelessness, they can kind of become cranky, irritable, scolding. They can even get nervous. It can make them nervous. They just, And as much as Virgos like to point out the flaws of others, they fiercely resent open criticism of their own mistakes. So I want you to keep that in mind if you're dating a Virgo or like best friends with a Virgo. If they make an error, okay, so listen. They rarely do, honestly. But if they do make an error, you have to point it out very tactfully, or you could, really hurt them. And, it's not a good idea. So keep that in mind if you are dating or in love with or good friends with a Virgo. Okay, they are thinkers and worriers. They worry. Externally, they can show capability, coolness, calmness, but inside their inner anxieties can like gnaw away at them. And sometimes they get so busy, okay, trying to keep their own mind neat and orderly that they become sloppy in their house and their wardrobe. Fret not, because they will get back to their usual neat and tidiness and type A behavior. But if you see if you come to your Virgo's house and it's a bit of a mess, they're working on their brain, okay, at that moment. So just, keep that in mind. They're gentle, okay? Virgos like cats, dogs, birds, and small, helpless creatures. They're also kind of like the knight in shining armor type of thing. They give their love steadily and quietly. They don't lavish people in affection like a Leo would. Leos will be very demonstrative. I love you. And a Virgo will be very calm and steady and quiet with giving their love. Okay, so here's the part that they're not going to like. Virgos, skip ahead. Anybody else who's not a Virgo, listen in. They are vain, fussy, prissy, and dogmatic. Okay, hear me out. They are very critical of their own photographs, when they're on film, and how they look in real life. They want to make sure they are very, well turned out in the photo. Oh my God, I look fat, that type of thing. They're very critical of their own selves in photographs. They also, okay, so if they like a certain product, let's say soap or shampoo, or I don't know, I'm looking at the coffee pot over there, so coffee, a certain brand of food that they eat, or whatever, lotion, anything. If they like a certain product, they will buy it by like the caseload, okay? And there's two good reasons for this. Number one, they like it, so they don't really want to change it. They're like, if I already like this brand of shampoo and conditioner and it really makes my hair look good, why spend this money to try something new that might not work? So they'll buy it by the caseload. Well, actually, I guess it's three good reasons. Number one, because they really like it and they want to stick with it. Number two, because buying in bulk typically saves you money. So go to Sam's Club, go to Costco, and you'll find yourself a bunch of Virgos. Actually, you'll find a whole bunch of earth signs, Capricorns too. Okay. And then, Cancerians, but we're on Virgo. So, and the third reason, so it saves money. It's a product they know and love. And, they don't want to, what was the third reason? Dang it. I hate when I do that. Okay, so it's something that they know and love. Virgos are probably going to be so annoyed with this because they're ruled by Mercury. They save money. Oh, and they can be assured that they won't like run out of it when they need it. You know what I mean? So they'll buy a bunch if they can in bulk. Okay, another part of the vain, fussy, prissy, and dogmatic part is they like the truth. I mean, who doesn't? But they love the truth, punctuality, economy, prudence, and discreet selectivity. So once, like I'm saying, once they've chosen a product, once they've chosen a person, it's because they've thought long and hard about it, compared it to other things, and that's what they want. So they're very discreetly selective, okay? And they like truth, punctuality, economy, and prudence. They hate gushy sentiment, dirt, vulgarity, sloppiness, and idleness. Can't stand it. Many Virgos are vegetarians. Not every vegetarian is a Virgo, and not every Virgo is a vegetarian. I want you to hear me out. However, if they're not vegetarians, you can still bet that they know exactly what they should eat and exactly how it should be cooked. Guaranteed. And last but not least, Virgo is quick to deny their habits and traits, but it's not because they are blind to their weaknesses and faults. They're not. Au contraire. And we'll get to that later. Under critical, I think. Under that category. So workaholics. They're very much too busy to daydream like their opposite counterparts, Pisces. Very, very too busy to daydream. And then they work so much that at night they're almost too busy to dream or remember their dreams. They just clunk out, okay? They're like passed out, okay? They tend to tackle more work than they can safely manage, and then they strain themselves to the breaking point to fulfill the obligations, because the next category is dependable, and let me tell you, they will fulfill those obligations. 100. Virgos work very hard, and they work very hard for what they have, okay? And they usually have a few sharp things to say to like people who are spendthrifts or people who are too lazy to work. Not fans. Not fans at all of that. Okay, dependability. If you are in a jam, a Virgo is very quick to step up and make things right. And listen, they have no motive behind it except to serve. Scorpios will always have a motive behind helping you. There's a reason that they're doing it. Not Virgos. Virgos will just help just to help, okay? Virgos are the kind of guest who comes to your house and they'll help the hostess clean up after the party. They're dependable that way. They'll really help the hostess clean up. They have almost a neurotic and intense dislike of accepting favors. They hate accepting favors. They don't want to be obligated to anyone for any reason. And if they feel that they are, they want to hurry up and fulfill that obligation so that things are on an even playing field for them. Virgos don't want to depend on anyone but themselves for anything, okay? If they have to depend on you, they will try to fulfill their perceived obligation back to you. Because if another person is helping them, I helped a Virgo one time after they got the COVID vaccine, okay? And this person was feeling very sick. So I went over there and, you know, made chicken noodle soup, whatever, you know, I was babying them. Well, they felt the need to almost repay my kindness, but I have a Virgo rising, so I didn't do it so they would owe me anything. That's not how Virgos work. And I'm not a Virgo, but I have a Virgo rising, so I have a lot of those latent tendencies. And I was like, oh, no. I just did this to help you because that's how I wanted to be, okay? And that's how they are. They They will, and they're very good on the sick bed as well. Hey! That kitty just opened the snack cupboard. I was trying to get, you're so cute. Rotten. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Virgos make very good nurses or doctors for this reason. Or if they are very good nurses, because they're very precise, but they're also very nurturing in that sense of taking care of somebody in their sickbed. If they're doctors, if a Virgo is a doctor, they have a very good bedside manner. So just FYI. Virgos do not want to depend on anyone but themselves for anything. I think I said that. They are sometimes, okay, hear me out. Virgos are sometimes called selfish by other people, and this is very, very unfair. Okay, I want you guys to know this, because they're actually not selfish. They typically actually find more satisfaction in helping others and serving others than in serving themselves and pushing forward their own personal ambitions. They are ambitious and they get things done, believe you me, and they are very successful, or can be. Most of the time they are. However, that's not their main, they love to help others. So when people call them selfish, that's unfair. Virgos will give freely of their time and energy, but listen, hear me out. They will not go beyond the point of reasonableness. If somebody's being unreasonable, pardon me, they won't go beyond that point. They will help you absolutely, but within reason, okay? So now we're under the being critical portion of the list that I made, which is another thing that Virgos love. They love lists. And me being Virgo rising, I love lists too. So, okay, critical. They can criticize your statements with hair-splitting arguments that can drive you mad if you're not a Virgo or don't have a Virgo rising. You're like, you are splitting hairs, but it doesn't matter. They can just put you out if you're wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or if they feel that you're wrong, even if you are right. But if you are wrong, or if they feel that you're wrong, forget it. Here's the thing. Remember how I said that they don't like to hear criticisms of themselves? The reason, and it's not because they don't see their faults. It's the opposite. They are actually hardest on themselves. They see their own faults in such infinite detail. Okay, they really analyze their own faults so much to the minutia, okay, that they hate to hear it generalized out loud. They don't like that. So please be tactful if you have something to tell a Virgo, okay? Okay, remember how I said they're the kind of guests that will help the hostess? And they will. You have a barbecue with them and they will help you wash the dishes, honey, okay, right? But they're also the kind of guest that will notice if you've put like a book on top of the coffee table to hide that little stain because you forgot to use a coaster. They'll notice that. They'll notice if you rearrange the pillows on your couch to hide, like, you know, a cigarette burn, or, you know, the cat peed on it or something and you didn't have time to clean it. They'll notice those things. They might not say anything to you. They probably will, but they might not. But they'll notice them. Trust and believe that. And the reason is they just can't help but see the flaws in people and things and in themselves. They just can't help it. They were literally born to notice them. That's their sole purpose is I analyze, remember? So they're like literally born to notice these things. So you can't, if you can help it, try to, especially fire and air signs, try to like tone down the dramatics when it comes to that, because that's like literally their sole purpose, okay? Okay, remember how I said they will help anyone that they love, you know, or helpless creatures, you know, be the knight in shining armor on a white horse type of deal, but they'll only do it within reasonableness. Virgos probably have you ever heard the saying, no is a complete sentence? Have you heard that saying? I want to say that the first time I heard that was like on Oprah when I was like a kid or something. Hear me out. But, yeah, Virgos practically invented that sentence. No, or that statement. No is a complete sentence, because they will say no if it goes beyond the reasonableness. If you're being unreasonable in your demands to them, they're going to be like, no, honey. And they will, like, if your demands become excessive, they will literally bulk and they'll make their objections very, very clear to you. Maybe a little too clear, but they'll make them very, very clear to you. Okay, so let's go on to timely. Listen up, everybody who is dating a Virgo. Hear ye, hear ye. Anybody who is dating or wants to date a Virgo, I need you to listen very, very carefully. Virgos hate being late themselves, and they hate when other people are late. They hate it, okay? Because they don't like wastrels. And when you are late, you are wasting their time. And when they are late, they are wasting other people's time. They hate it, okay? Cannot stand it. What else? Let's see. Oh, yeah. You know the white rabbit on, like Alice in Wonderland? He's, I'm late, whatever he says, right? That's kind of almost like the inner urgency that you'll find in a Virgo, and that's the Mercury ruling. You'll find it in Geminis too. They always almost seem like they've got somewhere else to be and they're going to be late. Even if they're not going anywhere, like that's kind of their inner sense of like they have this like kind of mercurial urgency within them. Okay, so economical. They are very prudent with money. They have a deeply embedded fear of dependence in old age. They don't want to be dependent on anyone, not the government, not their wife or husband, not their children, nobody. They do not want that in old age, okay? I don't care, like I said before, I don't care if your Virgo is conservative, liberal, independent, or anything in between, okay? Like I said, they dress on the conservative side, but they're also economically conservative. So they could be the most liberal in politics and still be economically conservative, all right? Here's another thing that's unfair that people judge them on, and this is not cool, man. People think that they're stingy, and they're not stingy, okay? When they feel secure because they've saved the amount of money they want to save, they've invested where they wanted to invest, they put into their 401k, when they feel secure and they have that extra money, they will spend more freely. They are also very generous to friends that are in trouble. They don't have a lick of sympathy for beggars or people who squander their money. But when a friend is in trouble, they will help them out. They are not at all stingy. You'll never find a Virgo throwing money away, though. You'll never find them just throwing that shit away, going to the strip club and making it rain. No, okay? They're going to get what they pay for. Because waste is one of their pet peeves, and extravagance like never fails to just kind of almost shock them. Like, why are you so extravagant? And like I said, you won't see them making it rain, so to speak. And that's because the money that they spend, they want full value received, okay? And that means they'll take something back to the store if they're not going to get value out of it. If they spend their money, which they will do, they'll spend it, but they want good value for it. Do you know what I'm saying? They want use of it. They want what they've paid for. And they literally are the ones that will keep the receipts and have no qualms with taking something back. They're fine with that. Virgo health. Let's get on to health. Virgos are surprisingly healthy. They take very good care of their bodies because they're fussy about their diets, and their concern about health does prevent most serious illnesses, okay? However, Virgos have a tendency to worry themselves into illness through overwork, mental tension, pessimism, okay? Their nervous intensity and their anxiety, it can upset their stomach, their digestion, and their emotional balance. And they tend to have ragged nerves. That's a mercurial thing Geminis do as well. They are susceptible to upset stomachs, indigestion, chronic pains in the intestinal area, headaches, foot problems, nervous breakdowns, lung ailments, pains in the hips, arms, and shoulders. They can get gout, arthritis, rheumatic troubles, and sometimes sluggish livers, and they tend to have a tendency to get backaches a lot. It's so funny because, listen, I know that Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury, but they are not really very compatible. And sorry, Geminis that are watching this that love Virgo, or Virgos that are watching this that love a Gemini. But we'll get into that later. I'm going to do a video on compatibility of signs, but so it's not for this video. This is all about you all, okay? Now, this is how to recognize a Virgo by looks. I broke it down by face, eyes, body, actions, and the colors that look good on you. So your face. Virgos are extremely attractive, good looking. They just really are. Excuse me, they just really are. They have this dichotomy about them, okay, where they always look like they're intense in thought or worried, yet at the same time have like tranquility on their face, this purity and peacefulness. I'm back. I had to edit it. As I was saying, they look like they're worried or thinking hard about something, yet they always have this like tranquility about their face at the same time. This like purity, tranquility, calmness. How? I don't know. It's a dichotomy. They have a shy, wistful, delightful smile, and they have delicate nose, ears, and lips. Okay? Their eyes are soft, unusually lovely, quiet, and they have an intelligence and clarity of thought in their eyes, and they are astonishingly clear, even if they have dark eyes, which typically they don't. Most Mercury-ruled people, Gemini and Virgos, have like lighter colored eyes, but they can have dark eyes, of course, but they're like clear somehow, very astonishingly clear, beautiful. They have beautiful eyes. Their body, normally, okay, Virgos are on the smaller or shorter side, typically. Always, of course, not all of them. Don't go putting in the comments about the NBA player who's, 7 feet tall and a Virgo. But typically, they're on the shorter, smaller side. They do have a normally wiry build, but they can also be really muscular, okay? And if they are wiry looking, they still have this astonishing strength about them that even if they have like a fragile appearance, they're really strong. And you're like, what? Let's see. Actions. Virgos are incapable of sitting still for very long. Many Virgos walk with a slight limp, or else they have some kind of unusual quality to the walk or posture. Could be their knees, could be their ankles, could be their feet, could be gout. For whatever reason, they have either an unusual quality to the way they walk, or they kind of have a little bit of a limp. Colors that they look good in. All shades of green, especially cool, like a green jade color, like a cool jade color. They look good in pure platinum, gray, beige, navy blue, and stark white. Okay? Now, last but not least, we'll talk about Virgo political leaders and dictators. Okay? There have been 2 American presidents born under the sun sign Virgo, Lyndon B. Johnson and William H. Taft. Okay? There have been, and I researched for like 2 hours on different dictators, okay? So I'm sure I did not get even the half of them, but for all the signs. It was like 2 hours for all 12 signs, but I did find 6 dictators that fell under Virgo, sun sign. King Louis XIV of France. Now, some people might say, what? The Sun King? Resseur? Yes, okay? His motto was, Le tête c'est moi, or the state is me, I am the state. And he was dictatorial, okay? So, but I'm reading about him right now. We're not going to get into him. This is not a video about King Louis XIV. He's a very, very interesting person, but I'm not going to get into that right now. The second one I found was Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus, Karlis Ulmanis of Latvia, Genghis Khan of the Mongol Empire, Bashir al-Assad of Syria, and Todor Zhikov of Bulgaria. Okay, well, that is your video, Virgos. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for that little cut towards the end. Somebody called and I had forgotten to take off put it on Do Not Disturb. So I had to edit this video a little bit before I could upload it. And so you'll see that little edit towards the end, I think right before I described the looks of a Virgo. But anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this. Again, press the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you get notifications of upcoming videos. Press like and give me a comment down below to help the algorithm, please. And share this with any other Virgos you know or anybody you know that loves a Virgo. Thank you, y'all. See you next time. Bye.